Welcome back, my beautiful gems. Please grab a seat. Class is in session. Okay, so remember that video I put out about the ultimate glow up guide? Well, that was kind of like the starter. That was like in the beginning. I did that when I was in high school and I didn't know like what to do, but I knew I wanted to transform myself. And once you've done that, or if you've already done that and you like, come on, I want the next level, like I have more unhinged tips. So this is part two. This is like medium. I've had to like rate the spiciness of how ludicrous these methods are. I would say this is about like medium, like mild spicy, and then part three will be like the crazy, the crazy ideas. Okay, so this is basically how to elevate yourself from just being a basic baddie to an it girl. Like this is now you're in your own league. You're in your own level. So number one is you have to be as selfish as possible. You have to be as selfish and self-centered as possible. And I've noticed that a lot of um girls who glow up, like a lot of pretty girls who glow up and elevate themselves, they do it by stop a lot of them, the ones that I have noticed and have told me about their journeys. I've noticed that a lot of them stop being pick me's and stop being people pleasers. They stop giving energy to like the men that they're dating, the friends that they're with, their family, especially if you have toxic family system. You need to take all that energy back. Your energy as a pretty girl is currency, and I'm going to speak on that in a video later on. Because a lot of pretty girls don't understand that you're not on the same level as like other people. Like other people, they have to have attributes. If you look at it, if you look at men, for example, this can be true for men as well. If you look at hot, attractive men, they don't need to be anything outside of hot and attractive to get hot and attractive women. Like, even if a guy is broke, even if a hot guy is broke, or he's not the sweetest, he's not the most romantic, he is going to attract good looking women. Why? Because he is good looking himself. Now, as a woman, why do you feel like you need to give your heart and your soul to random people or to toxic people or to people who aren't giving you the same energy back? Why do you think you need to do that when you should be dedicating all your time to yourself and no one else? Unless you're at the place where you want to be financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, you should be putting all your time into yourself. You will never regret investing in yourself. That will be your biggest investment and your biggest reward. I'm telling you right now. You need to be selfish. If someone calls you, "Hey girl, um, can you talk? I just broke up with sorry girl, I'm having me time. Phone down." Okay. Now I'm not saying isolate yourself. You can be. I have been extreme where I do isolate myself. If I really need to lock in, I isolate myself. And why do you need to do this? Well, number one, because this actually gives you enough time to focus on yourself and to put energy towards yourself. If you're not busy helping this guy out, listening to this one's problems, doing this, that, and the third, you actually have free time and spare time. Now you can go for runs. Now you can go to the gym. Now you can do your skincare. Now you can meal prep. You can do so much with that extra time. You can get an extra hobby or an extra job that can give you extra income. Strip away energy from places that aren't giving you abundance. The only places you should be giving energy is where you're getting abundance in return, okay? So that's point number one. Point number two is I call this the Azula method. If you've watched Avatar, The Last Airbender, you'll notice there is a character there, Azula. She is very much a perfectionist. I do admire her. Toxic as she is, crazy as she is, I do admire her. She reminds me of um like a war veteran, like very strategic, very good at. She talks a lot of ish, but that's because she can back it up, and that's what I want you to be. I want you to feel like Azula. There was not once on screen until the last Agnikai where I felt like Azula is talking out of her neck. Like Azula doesn't know what she's going to do. Like that lady always had a plan. She was always prepared. You will not catch her slipping, and that's how you need to be. Any room you enter, have a plan. You're in school right now, make sure you know what you're talking about. Make sure you're getting good grades. You're doing your research. Don't let these men out debate you in the class. No, girl, you need to know what you're talking. You have to be prepared. You go into the gym, have to be prepared. You enter when you enter a space, you need to be revered. Okay, and this is only for spaces where you feel comfortable enough interacting. I've noticed that with pretty girls, a lot of men like to mansplain, and this comes from them being very intimidated. So, you'll notice that as a pretty girl, a lot of men will try to neg you or mansplain to you or demean you by like calling you pet names. So you just must always be prepared. Like, don't let a man mansplain to you an easy concept to like get one up on you or feel like smarter than you. No, girl, always be prepared. And this can go into other things as well, like when you're doing stuff. No, it's not good enough that you only did 3 reps. Do another rep. Do another set. Do another 10 minutes, do another 15 minutes, go an extra kilometer almost isn't good enough, okay? But make sure that you're implementing this wisely because this can be a very toxic strategy. So I'm just prefacing by saying that a lot of these strategies aren't meant to be long-term solutions. This is for quick fixes, like if you want to just get into the zone, if you're having trouble starting, something difficult or it's something that's going to take you a while and you need to refocus. So just implement this when you need it, okay? And then the third strategy is use spite. I'm sure as a pretty girl, you've had a lot of instances where people try to demean you. Not even as a pretty girl, it can be as a young person, as a girl, as a attractive man, as someone who doesn't have money, or someone just coming out of school, you've had moments where people will try to demean you and get one up on you and embarrass you or humiliate you. Use that as fuel. Use that. Be spiteful. I love using spite because spite fuels me. Okay, you're saying that I can't win a race. Okay, I'm gonna train 3 times a day, and next week, watch, I'm gonna beat you in that race. That's how spiteful I am. And if you want to implement this in your life, obviously, I'm not saying compete with anyone, with everyone who's ever hurt you, but use that spite because what you don't understand as a pretty girl, your success is enough like revenge. You don't need to do anything extra to them. The fact that their plans to destroy you didn't work, and in fact, what it did is it put a battery in your back. Oh, that is going to eat them alive. And this is what I'm talking about, pretty girls, is that you don't need to do anything to anyone to make them realize that they messed up by hurting you, whatever. You don't need to key your ex's car. You don't need to do none of that. You just need to elevate and then never give them access to your energy ever again. And that's how you do it. Okay. So number 4 would be always be presentable. Do not look like your problems. When you step out of the house, don't look like you're going through it. Like, I'm not saying always have a full face of makeup on, but never let people feel pity for you. Never let your enemies know that you're going through a rough patch. Ever, ever, ever. Be presentable. Never look like your problems. And my grandmother taught me that, okay? And number 4 is never be complacent. And this is the one that I love. This one, when I use this one, I see fast progression. but it does make you burnt out quite easily. So you must give yourself some time to relax. So what I do is that I make an upgrade to my life, and then as soon as I'm used to that upgrade, I make another upgrade to top that upgrade. So I'm never complacent. I'm constantly progressing. And I'll give you a quick example. So when I'm exercising, I will put 20 kgs on the weights, and then I'll notice, oh, 20 kgs is hard. It's straining me, and then that'll be my PR. But next week, I'll do 20. Every single time I do that exercise, I'll push myself. And then next week, I'll be doing 25s. So never be complacent. Always push yourself, okay? So those are the tips. These were a little bit more unhinged, but not as crazy as the ones I'm going to drop in part three. So stay tuned. Let me know what you think of these hacks. Have you tried them? Would you try any of them? And like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.